We are here to talk about a 6-month-long project that has been undertaken by the youth arm of the St. Christopher's National Trust. The problem is that there is a lack of available information about the reef ecosystems around our island. Through this project, we hope to build a capacity for reef monitoring and management through the participation, training, and sensitization of the population.
More specifically, we hope to document the state of 7 vulnerable coral reefs so that we can appreciate how best to monitor and manage them. So what is a coral reef?
Coral reefs are like the rainforest of the ocean. They are one of the most diverse and oldest ecosystems on Earth, built from living animals called coral polyps. Hard coral, which is the only type of coral to form coral reefs, produce tiny microscopic plants that actually live inside them. These plants give the corals their colors. Corals come in a fantastic range of shapes and colors. Go snorkeling or scuba diving in St. Kitts and Nevis and you can see some of these amazing corals. Some of these include bubble coral, honeycomb coral, plate coral, star coral, brain coral, finger coral, and many more. Sometimes a reef may be formed mostly of one particular type, and sometimes you can see lots of different species living together. Interestingly, the growth rate of a coral reef is less than 3 centimeters per year. Hence, it takes several years to form a large reef.
Coral reefs provide habitats for a large variety of organisms which rely on corals as a source of food and shelter. Though coral reefs cover less than 1% of the Earth's surface, over 25% of all marine fish species find their homes in coral reefs. Some of the marine creatures you are likely to find here in St. Kitts and Nevis include various sponges, such as tube sponge, barrel sponge, mollusks, such as clams, conchs, sea slugs, and octopus. Crustaceans like crabs and lobster, many kinds of sea worms, starfish and sea urchins, jellyfish and sea anemones, sea turtles, and of course, many kinds of fish. Another reason why coral reefs are so important is that they form natural barriers that protect nearby shorelines from the eroding forces of the sea, thereby protecting coastal dwellings, architectural land, and beaches. They also provide sediments that eventually become sand. Coral reefs provide many free, economic, and environmental services such as fisheries and tourism through snorkeling and dive tours. It is because of this great potential that coral reefs are the most valuable of all marine ecosystems in the countries where they occur.
Despite all these benefits, coral reefs are currently under threat and need our help. Some of these threats are natural, whilst others are man-made. A major natural cause of coral reef degradation is ocean warming. Corals are extremely sensitive to changes and can only survive in waters with temperatures between 20 and 27 degrees Celsius. Increased water temperatures can cause mass coral bleaching. Another threat to coral reefs is ocean acidification. Water with a low pH balance can have a devastating effect on the skeleton and shell-building invertebrates like lobsters, crabs, and clams. Water pollution has been identified as one of the leading causes of coral reef degradation. Oil, gas, and other household chemicals, such as detergents, should not be drained into the sea, but instead should be disposed of properly. Trash is also very hazardous to coral reef animals. Turtles often mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, and on eating them, block their digestive tract, starving them to death. Sedimentation also has a very negative impact on reefs. Construction along coastlines, inshore, and farming along guts all lead to erosion. Eroded soil particles end up in the ocean, smothering the reefs and blocking vital sunlight.
Hotel resorts and cruise ships produce large amounts of sewage and wastewater that must be carefully managed. When inadequate septic tanks are poorly constructed or maintained, sewage may leak into the waters of surrounding reefs. Sewage and fertilizers can cause an overgrowth of algae, smothering reefs and blocking out the much-needed sunlight.
Careless boating, diving, snorkeling, and fishing can also damage coral reefs. Whenever people grab, kick, walk on, or store up sediment in the reefs, they contribute to coral reef destruction. Corals are also harmed when boats drop anchors on them. No anchoring zones must be implemented. Permanent moorings can be laid in suitable areas and rented to visiting yachts, saving our reefs and providing a source of revenue for sustainable reef monitoring.